Well, good evening, race fans, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight on the program, round number 12, the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Tonight, we come to Barberville, Florida, Volusia Speedway Park for another round of this series. Good evening, race fans. Welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV live across social media platforms, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. I think we're even on Twitter as well. And we're also on Roku as well, so a big shout out to those guys. Tonight, well, of course we missed last week, unfortunately, due to the fact that we were still on our way back from a trip down south in Victoria, which was about a 12-hour drive. But right now, we're back and ready to go for round number 12 of 18. 46 drivers signed into the pit area for tonight. Heat races. And then the alphabet soup time. Top two will go directly into the main event. Everybody else. And the top two will also not only go to the main event, but they'll also go into a dash later on this evening. Let's take a look at qualifying results as they come up on your screen. Joel Berkeley, quick time with a 17.096. Harry Stewart, Mitch Famish, and Jordan McDonnell, along with Mitchell Piscott. That is your top five. Your top four will start on pole of the four heat races here this evening. And let's take a look at heat race number one, how they line up. Joel Berkeley will line up from the pole position to the outside of the front row. The 191 entry of Mitchell Piscott from position number 2. Position number 3, driving the 81 machine, that's going to be Joshua Walton. He's outside, driving the 26 entry, that is Leo Heaton from position number 4. Joey Lindgren lines up at a position number 5, and Blake Walsh lines up at a position number 6 in the 97. Damien Butler lines up the 13 from position number 7. Mark Horton lines up the 86 from position number 8. Harry Edwards lines up at a position number 9, and Ayrton Smith from position number 10, car 64. Then we go back to Max Donnelly in 11th, and Darcy Wilson lines up at a position number 12. One sec. Alright, so heat race number 1, cars are rolling away. Let's take a look back to that, and there we go, that is that. Hello Cody, all good, brother, all good. I mean what I said. So heat number 1 of 4 on the program for tonight. The SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Now next week there will be no broadcast on Ultimate Dirt TV. Again, I will be down south, and then the following week will just depend on what time. So we may be taking the next 2 weeks off, but keep an eye on the New Zealand Sim Racing social media channels, and of course their Discord as well. But again, next week rounds 13 will not be broadcasted. Round 14 is up in the air at the moment. But you can bet your backside 15, 16, 17 and 18 will be right here back on Ultimate Dirt TV. So 11 rounds out of the 18 complete. Who will take out the National Midget Championship? Harry Stewart, Alec Inslee. Those have been the form drivers to beat. Berkeley, well, every time he's competed, he's been very, very quick. The likes of Hayden Guptill as well. Now those drivers, Hayden Warrington, Jordan McDonnell, Graham Smythe, just some other names that have really showed their presence. Green flag is out. Heat race number 1 is upon us. We work down into the opening 2 turns. It's going to be Berkeley to lead him down the back straight away. Piscalik, here comes Walton down to the inside, down into turn number 3 and 4. We'll go 3 wide. Heaton goes right through the middle. Heaton picks up a couple of positions. Move Leo Heaton up into position number 2, but it's the position number 3, sorry. Now nearly going to make it for position number 2. He gets into the right rear. Not sure I heard what he said about Jim Discord as we go. Slide into turn number 3 and 4 with 3 wide. Piscalik back to position number 3 with 2 by 2 down into turn number 1. Walsh, Lindgren, Heaton and Piscalik. Piscalik now to the outside. You watch Heaton and Walsh in the 97, Heaton in the 26 machine. Top 2 will go straight through to the main event, and they'll also go to the dash. Shutting the door was Joey Lindgren in the 16 entry. You shut the door on Heaton, Walsh, Horton, Smith and Wilson now. Darcy Wilson from the back of the bus from position number 12. He was up to 8th, looking for 7th on Anton Smith. Battle on for the final transfer position. Here comes Piskalik winding up the MP SimSports 191 machine around the outside of the 81 of Walton and move Piskalik up to position number 2. Momentarily, will Walton get back to position number 2? No, 3 to run. Berkeley has a stranglehold on this field with about a 1.3 second advantage over Mitchell Piskalik. But again, you watch the battle between Piskalik and Walton. Wheel to wheel down into turn number 3. Slide job by Walton. Piskalik turns it back underneath him. Seen it coming from a mile away. They're nearly 3 wide behind him. Lingering, Heaton and Walsh. But we stay focused on the battle for the transfer position. Who will start pole of the main? Who will go into the dash? Who will go into the main event? Directly from heat race number 1. We've got 1 to go. And Berkeley, 1.6 seconds. Almost going to make it 1.7 seconds. He winds the 9 machine up as Piskalik around the outside. He goes a Walton one more time. But for the final time, down the back straight away into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Joe Berkeley. Wins heat number 1. Piskalik home in 2nd. Walton 3rd. Walsh, Heaton, your top 5. Linger and Smith, Wilson, Donnelly, Butler in 10th. Edwards and Horton make up heat race number 1. Hello, J-Dub. Heat number 1 results coming up on your screen for SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Round number 12. Berkeley and Piskalik confirmed going to the dash and directly to the main event. Everybody else, well, it's some alphabet soup time for some of the drivers in the back of the bus. As we move forward into heat race number 2 now. As Platty and, well, as Wish would say, heat number 2. Harry Stewart lines up from the pole position to the outside of the front row. Out of position number 2, it's Graham Smythe. Tom Storr lines up at a position number 3. Christian Hermanson for Fastlane Esports lines up at a position number 4. Mason Inman rolls off at a position number 5. Position number 6, it's Michael Corvey. Position number 7, Mitchell Sparrow. And position number 8, it is Noah Campbell. Aaron Hutton for FYB Sim Racing lines up at a position number 9. And position number 10, it's Jack Groenwald. Position number 11, we'll see Matthew Thompson line up alongside Cameron McDonough. In position number 12, and that is your 12 drivers for heat race number 1. Heat number 2, sorry. Heat number 2. So if I can check the points here in a second. I know they have been updated. Let me just see if we can get those points for you. No, I've got too many things open to have a Captain Cook at. They are somewhere. Won't matter. We'll let the drivers settle it out on the racetrack. Here we go. Heat number 2. Stewart and Smythe both feature winners. I'm pretty sure Graham Smythe is... Pretty sure Smythe had a win this season. Stewart's had a number of feature wins, and of course he is your 2-time and defending National Midget Championship. If he wins number 3, he would be the all-time winner for National Midget Championships. He's won the last 2 and trying to defend those 2 titles. We're green flag action. Heat number 2. That's Harry Stewart down the back straight leading Tom Storr in car number 2. Or is that a 7? That's a 7 car. My eyes are deceiving me. Hermanson up the inside, moves up to position number 3. Then you got Inman and Smythe. As Inman moves to position number 4. Smythe settles back there at position number 5. Then you got Sparrow and Hutton. Campbell battling alongside with Corby down into 3 and 4. Meanwhile, look at a big right rear from Graham Smythe on Mason Inman in that number 24 machine. Moved him right up out of the way. And poor Mason Inman really getting dealt a heavy blow there. But it's Aaron Hutton to cop the worst of that one. Cameron McDonough. Hermanson starting to close in on the 7J entry of Tom Storr. Again, this is 2nd and 3rd on screen at the moment. We're 4 down, 4 to run this time. Past the start-finish line, Harry Stewart in the United SimSports Titan Garage's 87 creative entry. Still leading the way. In heat number 2, would put himself outside Joel Berkeley for tonight's dash. 3 to run, a mile and a half to go. Around Volusia Speedway Park. Round 12, the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Smythe closing in right now on Christian Hermanson down the back straight away. Smythe ducks it down to the low side. Drifts it up just above the slick. In fact, he'll go right through the slick. He'll leave a lane up on the top side of the racetrack for Hermanson. Now Smythe will he throw the slider attempt? Yes, he does. He puts it on in turn number 1 out of turn number 2. It's Hermanson to work back to the inside, work back to position number 3. Here comes Smythe once again. Nearly parking it on the snoot of the 48 entry. White flag is out for Harry Stewart and Tom Storr. Those drivers looking to punch their ticket to the dash as Hermanson and Smythe. They come together, but it's not going to matter too much because down into turn number 3 and 4. Final time for heat race number 2. Drivers in this 8-lap sprint to the end. Harry Stewart gets the win from Tom Storr. Home in second, Hermanson, Smythe and Groenwald. To come from 10th, he moved up to position number 5. That's +5 for Jack Groenwald. And that is unofficial, your heat number 5. Results as make it official right now. It's the way they will stand. Sparrow home in 6, Corby, Inman, Thompson, Campbell, McDonough and Hatton, your 12 drivers for heat number 2. Heat number 3 will line up like this, and on the pole driving the 95 entry, that is Mitch Fabish to the outside. For position number 2, it's Matthew Johnston. Caleb Beecroft lines up at a position number 3. Team Billabong's 00 of Minimac or Big Mac. It is Matt McCutcheon from position number 4. Jordan Richards, lines up at a position number 5, driving the 42. Russell Bonzi lines up at a position number 6. Dylan Cook will start from position number 7. Cody Metcalf at a position number 8. Lockie Brett lines up at a position number 9. Ryan Villa in the speedshop51.com entry will start from position number 10. And Ethan Winter lines up at a position number 11. So 12 cars in the first 2 heat races, 11 cars in the 3rd and 4th heat races of the night. Hope you're enjoying this wonderful Monday evening, Monday night, Monday morning, depending on where you are around the world. Taking a busy 6 weeks left after this one for the National Midget Championship, brought to you by SimBlacks New Zealand, So It Seems Customer Upholstery and Speed Nation. Big shout outs to those guys. Of course, big shout out to, of course, Brayton Davison for putting on the league each and every week. Again, this is week 12 of 18. Of course, all the drivers, fans that have come out and run or watched these events. Again, we covered the first 10 weeks. Of course, last week we were still on the road, or on our way home, I should say. But we're back this week, and again, the following week, potentially 2 weeks, we will not be in attendance. However, the show will go on. Rounds 13 and 14 will continue. Fabish and Johnston, heat number 3 of 4, getting set to take to the green flag here at the Volusia Speedway Park, and Mitch Fabish got an absolute blinder of a start. We go 3 wide down into turn number 1 and 2. Jordan Richards on the inside of, he was on Beecroft, then McCutcheon, but now there's a battle on for the race lead. Here comes the 25 entry, Matthew Johnston. Trying to stay low, get the moisture on the exit of turn number 4, but it is Mitch Fabish to lead lap number 1. So far, we've seen a good battle in the first couple of heat races for that final transfer position for spots outside the transfer. None for the race lead. Will that one change this time? Richards all over the rear tail, taking the rear crash bar of the 25 entry, Matthew Johnston. Now he'll duck down to the inside, but Johnston stands, keeps that foot on the loud pedal and works back to the outside. And again, the battle for the transfer position. Richards and Johnston. Richards down low, Johnston upstairs. And Johnston has got it at the moment. Johnston still continuing to lead. Also sitting in that second and final transfer position from Richards. Fabish is still your race leader. Fabish just shy of about roughly around the 4/10 of a second mark. There is McCutcheon in the team Billabong, 00 entry. So many times we've seen McCutcheon have to run the alphabet soup. Looking like if he can finish 4th here tonight in this heat race, he'll put him somewhere in the first 4 or 5 row. He'll probably put him in the 4th row of the B main, so he won't have to do all that much passing to get into the show. Slide jump by McCutcheon. This battle right now for position number 3 on the racetrack. It's for position number 3 starting in the B main. If you finish 4th, you'll start 7th in the B main. So there's a lot on the line. There's 2 rows for this one position. McCutcheon and Richards. McCutcheon now leaves room for Richards on the outside. Non-drag race off turn number 4. The white flag is out. 1 to run for Fabish. Oh, McCutcheon. He got into the side of Richards. Will there be any penalties for that one? We'll have to wait and see at the official results, but the official result will stand this way. Mitch Fabish gets the win over Matthew Johnston by just under 2/10, 0.186 of a second, as you can see on the timing screen. McCutcheon 3rd, Metcalf, Brett in 4th and 5th, Beecroft, Cook, Winter, Bonzi, Avila and Richards. And again, those results unofficial. We wait for race control to see if any penalty comes from the 00 machine of Matt McCutcheon, who unofficially finished in 3rd. And he will get served a 30-second penalty. So that'll put him back to 11th. So Matt McCutcheon, well, it's time to go alphabet soup racing. Metcalf, Brett and Beecroft go 3, 4 and 5. So everybody from 4th on back will move up 1 position. And of course, McCutcheon will go from 3rd to the tail end of the field. Heat number 4, 4th and final heat race of the night lines up like this. Jordan McDonnell from the pole position. Campbell Richards from position number 2. Marco Giltrap lines up at a position number 3. And Brandon Thomas lines up at a position number 4. Alec Inslee lines up from position number 5. Position number 6 is Nathan Kane. Tony Gomes lines up at a position number 7. James McDonald from position number 8. Curtis Jackson from position number 9. And Brian McIntyre from position number 10 with Brad Robinson lining up out of position number 11. We are waiting just one driver to get onto the racetrack. And it looks like that driver has made their way onto the racing surface. You see the cars? That is awful looking shot, I gotta say. There we go, nice little wide angle in turn number 1 and 2. Or 1 and 2. And got the same angle in 3 and 4, but we'll stick to the angle that we know. So pace truck will move infield, ready for a start. And the green flag is out. We are underway. 4th and final heat race of the night. I hope that doesn't bring it up on that screen because I don't want that to bring it up. There is lap number 1 is in the books. And it's Jordan McDonnell leading the way. And that freshly in the new paint scheme too for Jordan McDonnell. Looks like the Maverick Sim Sports. They are 1 and 2 at the moment. With Campbell Richards back there in 2nd. Alec Inslee back there in 3rd. 4th is Tony Gomes and James McDonald to round out your top 5. Inslee. So sitting pretty sure he'd be sitting 2nd in the points if he was here last week. He should be running 2nd and maybe be challenging for the points championship. Although Harry Stewart looks to have got a nice little stranglehold on that one coming in to what is the final quarter. After tonight, 2/3 of the season, so final third of the season I should say. Inslee trying to get by. Campbell Richards in the 22. Richard slides up. Inslee turns it underneath him. Now here comes Tony Gomes in the 99. In the TGM number 99, we've got a three-way battle for positions 2, 3, and 4. Richards looks to shut the door on Gomes, and Richards goes around. James McDonald says thank you very much. Curtis Jackson, Brad Robertson, they'll trade some sliders. They won't trade paint, as we've got 2.5 to run for Jordan McDonnell, your race leader in car number 34. One of the experienced campaigners here with the National Midget Championship for New Zealand Sim Racing. Again, a big thanks to, of course, SimBlacks New Zealand, So It Seems Custom Upholstery, and Speed Nation for all their support with the series. We've got a lap to go. Out of turn number 4, white flag is in the air for Jordan McDonnell. Barn of the Racing flagman says, righto boys, 1 to go, 4 turns, half a mile in this oddly D-shaped oval of a racetrack, and it is Jordan McDonnell down into turn number 3 and 4. For the final time, heat races are officially complete as the checkered flag flies. Jordan McDonnell wins from Alec Inslee home in second, Tony Gomes third, James McDonald fourth, Brad Robertson fifth. Then you go back to Curtis Jackson, Campbell Richards, Nathan Kane, Brian McIntyre, Brandon Thomas, your top 10, with Marco Giltrap in position number 11. No E-main, straight into the D-main. And let's take a look at how these drivers will finish. Denell and Inslee will be confirmed your top 2. Everybody else, well, it's off to last chance qualifiers. Take a look here at okay, starting grid hopefully just come up there as so 6 cars to go through from the D to the C, 6 cars from the C to the B, and then 16 I believe it is going from the B to the A. Nathan Kane, Max Donnelly line up in row number 1. Row number 2, Matthew Thompson and Ryan Avila. Row 3, Brian McIntyre and Damien Butler. Row 4, Noah Campbell and Jordan Richards. Row 5, Brandon Thomas and Harry Edwards. Row 6, Cameron McDonough and Matt McCutcheon. Row 7, Marco Giltrap and Mark Horton. And row 8 is Aaron Hatton. Now it's time to get up on the wheel for some of these drivers. So hopefully we won't be too much longer in this one. In fact, in about an hour's time, we've got to go qualifying for a truck race. But I could be wrong, but I can't see it going more than an hour. Anyhow, we'll have to wait and see. Let's hope that these drivers are... and we'll explain how the yellow lap for the yellows are counting. We'll explain how that all works. For the people that might be watching for the first time. As the green flag is out, we're already 2 and 3 wide down into the first 2 turns. It's Nathan Kane leading Max Donnelly. Ryan Avila around the outside of Matthew Thompson. That's for 3rd and 4th. Here comes Damien Butler, who's going to have some company. He'll look to make it 3 wide. He gets around the outside. Moves Damien Butler to position number 4. We've got big problems. Matt McCutcheon involved in that one. Harry Edwards already a lap down. And we will go yellow. Now, normally we don't see any yellow flags in any races except the main. However, due to the nature of what was quite a substantial pile up, and how this is going to work for the rest of the night, and also the A main, is yellow lap or caution laps will count. However, in the A main, for a caution, for an admin caution to be thrown, there will be have to be 2 or more cars involved. So, again, the first caution flag of the evening here tonight comes courtesy in the D main. We'll have 4 down. Lights are out. Single file restarts. Lights, so yeah, 4 down, 8 to run. Harry Edwards, 3 laps down, back in the pit area. And I dare say that is his night done and dusted as we go back underway. Keep an eye on Rhino Villa in that number 49 machine. He'll now move to position number 2 only momentarily because here comes Max Donnelly to the inside. Oh, look out. Massive ride for Rhino Villa in that 49 entry. Tough break for Avila and Donnelly. Both cars have just stopped on the entry into turn number 3. Kane, Butler, Giltrap. That's your top 3. Hatton and Thompson and Campbell round out the top 6. Halfway home in tonight's D main for the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Here comes the 71 entry of Thompson, puts the move on Hatton. No, in fact, there might be Noah Campbell, sorry. Noah Campbell, apologies. Noah Campbell in the 0 machine. I was actually looking at Hatton on the timing and scoring, and Hatton has moved up 11 spots. Emma Marco Giltrap into the Team Billabong. Number 16 entry. Moves up 10 positions, so drivers that have come from 13th and 15th respectively are looking like they will transfer into the show. Nathan Kane just a couple of laps away in that number 78 machine for Maverick Simsports. Doing a nice job out in front. Half a second lead over Damien Butler. Butler again just trying to follow the line there of Nathan Kane. Looks too close and looks a little quicker, I got to say, there to the naked eye. Let's take a look at the last lap times for these drivers. And, well, there you go. 10th quicker for Damien Butler. But Nathan Kane, final time for your D main. Checkers are out, and Nathan Kane gets the win. Damien Butler home in 2nd, Marco Giltrap in 3rd. Hatton in 4th, Matthew Thompson rounds out your top 5, and Jordan Richards unofficially comes home in 6th position. And we take a look at your official results for the D main. So Kane, Butler, Giltrap, Hatton, Thompson and Richards will be confirmed going to tag on to the back of tonight's C main. And those C main drivers will line up like this. Joey Lingman lines up on the pole position. Mitchell Sparrow from position number 2. Dylan Cook from position number 3. Position number 4, it's Curtis Jackson. Position number 5, Ayrton Smith and Michael Corvey out of position number 6. Ethan Winter out of position number 7. Campbell Richards from position number 8. Darcy Wilson from position number 9. Mason Inman from position number 10. Russell Bonzi from position number 11. Position 12, your D-main winner of Nathan Kane. Position number 13, Damien Butler, a D-main transfer. Position number 14, Marco Giltrap, also a D-main transfer. Aaron Hatton, a D-main transfer in 15th. Matthew Thompson from the D-main into position number 16. And Jordan Richards will start dead last. Shotgun on this 17-car field in your C main. Again, the final transfer from the D. Pace car is ready and in field. C main, it's going to be 14 laps in the top 6 once again. Will lead us down into turn number 1 and 2. Top 6 to the B main. So pretty much essential. This may just end the night for the majority of the drivers. 11. Oh, Damien Butler. Problems. He's back in the pit area. 3 wide. Down into 1 and 2. Wilson right in the thick of things. Look at Smith. Jackson. Corby. Wilson on the outside looking in. Corby got that final transfer position. Your leader is Lindgren, but Sparrow. Oh, look out. Anson Smith in the 64. And Curtis Jackson in the 11 machine. We will stay green. Problems for Russell Bondi in the 42 machine. Oh my, there's a big wreck on the back straighter. One car going flipping violently. Campbell Richards in the 22. And while they sort themselves out there at the end of the completion of lap number 3, you've got a battle on between Joey Lindgren and Mitchell Sparrow. They'll go side by side. Lindgren's got the advantage down into turn number 3. Dylan Cook, that was in the 8 machine. Man, he was rocketing around the outside. Sparrow and Cook side by side. Sparrow on the inside. Cook on the top side of the racetrack. Just to the right of your screen, just sort of fading out right now, is Darcy Wilson in position number 4. Hatton back there in 5. Then you go back to Corby in that 6th and final transfer position. Where do you look? Do you look at the battle for 2nd, 3rd, and potentially 4th? Or do you look at the battle for the final, or for 5th and 6th? And 1 spot out of a transfer. Let's have a look. There is Michael Corby. He's got Mason Inman now closing in that number 25 machine. Inman ducks to the low side on the exit of turn 4. Now goes down low down into turn number 1. Slide up by Corby on Inman. Inman is up to position number 6. Just in front of him is the 43 entry of Aaron Hatton. Now you watch Sparrow, Cook and Wilson. Just a couple of car lengths between them. Now a car length between each of them on the inside and outside the racing lines. But it's Cook and Wilson to stay upstairs into turn number 1 and 2. In fact, they're doing it all the way around the racetrack. 6 to go. We'll make it 5 at the start. At the start-finish line, the completion of this lap. Wilson a little lower on entry out there. So you've got a top, you've got a middle, and you've got a bottom right now. And when I say top and middle, the middle is just above the slick line. And you got Dylan Cook, who was way above the slick line, almost in the marbles. Cook, will he drift up all the way? No, he won't. Yes, he does. He was sitting humming and hawing about that one. Probably in 2 minds on whether to slide him. And Wilson seen it coming. No doubt Wilson would have had someone in his ear telling him that the slider was coming. And rightfully so. 11 cars left on the racetrack. We'll complete the 11th lap. Hatton closing in on 4th and 3rd position at the moment. It's Joey Lindgren out by a 2nd lead over Mitchell Sparrow. Cook and Wilson. This is your battle for positions 3 and 4. Aaron Hatton from 15th up to position number 10. That is position 5. That's plus 10. We've got 2 to run. Cook nearly gets into the back of Sparrow. Sparrow just holding strong on the bottom side of the racetrack. Figure, well, you know what? At the minute, I've got a transfer position. I wonder if he may be saving fuel. I wonder if that 669 entry is just getting a little tight on fuel. 3 wide momentarily down into 1 and 2 as here comes Mason in when the white flag is out. 1 to run. We know Joey Lindgren, all barring a mistake, should greet the checkered flag as they dip and dive, dodge, duck, and well, they're throwing wrenches at each other. And although they were fighting for a top 6, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, they were all well and truly clear of 7th position. And out of that C main, 6 will go through those drivers: Joey Lindgren, Mitchell Sparrow, Darcy Wilson, Mason Inman, Dylan Cook, and Aaron Hatton. Everybody else, 7th time back. Well, we'll see you back next week for round number 13 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. You be main. Cars will line up like this for 16 transfer positions, I should say. On the pole position, it's going to be Joshua Walton. Position number 2, Christian Hermanson. Position number 3, Cody Metcalf. Position number 4, Tony Gomes. Blake Walsh out of position number 5. Graham Smythe from position number 6. Lucky Brett from position number 7. James McDonald from position number 8. Leo Heaton from position number 9. Jack Groenwald, position number 10. Position number 11, Caleb Beecroft. Position number 12, Brad Robertson. Position number 13, Joey Lindgren, your C-Main winner. Mitchell Sparrow from position number 14. Darcy Wilson, position number 15. Mason Inman from 16th. Dylan Cook in 17th. And Aaron Hatton from position number 18. 16 transfer positions. B-Main drivers. $16 on the board. Top 16 will go through. Green flag is out. And it's time to send 2 cars from this one. Send packing. It's going to be Christian Herman set on the top side. Joshua Walton on the bottom side. Walton leads lap number 1. Look out, here comes Gomes to the inside. He put the move there on Blake Walsh, Metcalf, Smythe, Heaton, Groenwald, Lindgren, and Lockie Brett. That's your top 10. Everybody hustling for track position at the moment, knowing only 16 drivers will go through. Not sure what's going on with Tony Goes, but he's back in the pit area. So that's one of the drivers that will not take any further part in tonight's main event. We just need one more to fall off. And well, you'd hate to be that poor silly little bugger that finishes in 17th position, because you want to put yourself into tonight's 35 lap main event, I believe it is. Meanwhile, challenge for second, Blake Walsh trying to get by Christian Hermanson. Hermanson in the 46 or 48 entry, sorry. It looked like a 46 from where I was sitting. Definitely not standing. Not at the minute. Walsh up to position number 2. Hermanson back there in 3rd. Smythe in 4th. Then you go back to Heaton in 5th. Joey Lindgren, your C-Main winner. He's up to position number 5. He's advanced up 8 positions. How about Aaron Hatton from 18th to 7th? Just rolls the bottom side. Your dash is up next, folks. 6 down and 10 to run. Then you go back. Cody Metcalf on the outside of the 19. In position number 8, Dylan Cook. 9th, Darcy Wilson. That's your top 10. Remember, Cook and Wilson went at it in the C-Main. They'll continue their battle right now. 1 car round. Maybe Caleb Beecroft, I think it may have been. But right now, James McDonald on the outside looking in of tonight's main event. Brad Robertson holds down the 16th and final transfer position. 24 starters in tonight's main event. We've already locked in 8. Top 2 from the 4 heats. And those 8 drivers will be in the dash coming up after this race. They'll be ran in the warm-up session. Walton, 1.3 second lead over Blake Walsh. Hermanson, Smythe, and Lindgren, that's your top 5. Wilson gets by the 19 entry of Cody Metcalf. So all the drivers starting to migrate to the bottom side of the racetrack, and that's starting to throw some of the loose dirt up through the middle of the speedway. Inman tries to get by up to position number 11. Can't complete the pass out of turn number 2. We've got 5 to run for your race leader of Josh Walton. So that purple and white and pink number 99 machine, Brad Robertson. And that is the man that holds the key to the final bubble position, the final transfer. That car, the 80 inch, the 90, sorry, of James McDonald. He's on the outside looking in. And well, you can near kiss that one goodbye. That was a hell of a stunt there. Tony Gomes back on the racetrack, 3 laps down. You'd hope that he doesn't do anything silly to potentially take away one of the transfer positions from one of these drivers. So you watch Walton, your race leader. Majority of the drivers have spread themselves out. Hermanson and Smith having a great battle now for 3rd and 4th position. Smythe on the inside. Hermanson still committed to the top side of the racetrack with just 2 laps left to run. We're 14 down in this 16-lap B main event. The final chance to book your ticket into the main event. I think that was Tony Gomes. Stuck on the bottom in the middle of turn number 3 and 4. The white flag flies. It was not. I don't think it was, but it won't matter because checkered flag is out. And it's going to be Joshua Walton getting the win from Blake Walsh in 2nd. Hermanson 3rd. Smythe and Lingman make up your top 5. Heaton home in 6th. Hatton, Cook, Wilson, Brett your top 10. Inman, Metcalf, Groenwald, Sparrow, Beecroft and Robertson your top 16 for the likes of McDonald and Gomes. Well, unfortunately, they will take no further part in tonight's proceedings here at Volusia. So that is confirmed. James McDonald, Tony Gomes, your 2 drivers that will miss out in tonight's main event in the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship here at Volusia Speedway Park. As the warm-up session is upon us, the dash drivers will make their way onto the racing surface now. You see Berkeley and Stewart in row 1. I believe we'll have Mitch Fabish along with Jordan McTinnell in row 2 and 2. Row 3. Row 3 is going to be Mitchell Piskalik and Tom Storr. And then you got Alec Inslee and Matthew Johnston, or Johnston and Inslee. So that's the way they will line up. So while there's no point, because it's going to come up on time as the warm-up session. This dash, 6-lap dash, is ran in the warm-up session. There is no point to the overlay. So, Berkeley in the 9 on the front row of the Tidner machine. The 11 of Harry Stewart on the outside of the front row. So this will be starting positions for the top 8. Green flag is out. 6 laps is on the board. We'll count them out just for you. 3 miles around Volusia. Look at Favish work on the bottom side of the racetrack. 2 by 2. McTinnell tries to follow Stewart up through the top of the racetrack. They'll slide to the middle. Fabish moves up. Tries to go through. And here we go. 4 wide for the race lead. And Jordan McTinnell, Harry Stewart, Joel Berkeley, and Mitch Fabish. McTinnell down to the inside. 1 in the books. 5 to run. 3 wide for the race lead, if you don't mind. And what a ding-dong. What a Jim Dandy of a dash you've got lined up. Berkeley slides up in front of Stewart. McTinnell leads lap number 2. 4 to run. Berkeley through the middle, slides it above the slick line, just below the marbles. The floppy stuff up on the top side of the racetrack. Here comes McTinnell, drives it deep down into turn 3. Trying to force Berkeley off that fast racing line. 3 down, 3 to run. Berkeley again closes the door on McTinnell. And these 2 drivers, yeah, they've been around quite a while. They've certainly had the history with one another. 4 down and 2 to run. Your dash. This is to determine who will start where in tonight's main event. 2 to go. McDonnell has got the lead momentarily. Berkeley's got a run on the outside. It was dead heat at the midway point of the back straightaway. Berkeley's got all sorts of drive upstairs. McDonnell not giving up without a fight. White flag is out. 1 to run. Will the slider be thrown from Jordan McDonnell? Again, this will put these drivers on the front row of tonight's main event into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4. Checkered flag. McDonnell, Berkeley. Berkeley hangs on for a win. John Berkeley from Jordan McDonnell. What a race for the 1 and 2 positions. Whew. Oh my. We are ready for a feature race. We've got a warm-up session. I don't know how long it's going to take, so what we're going to do, we will take this opportunity right now to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Come back, we'll play a quick 2.5 minute ad break and be back hopefully for the main event. Alright, so welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV. Apologies, we'll get that video played at the end of the night. Again, a big thank you to, of course, iRock TV. So we'll take a look at your starting grid for tonight's main event. We'll go from the back to the front. So position number 24, Brad Robertson. Position number 23, Caleb Beecroft. Position number 22, let me just change one thing. Position number 22, Mitchell Sparrow. Position number 21, Jack Gromwald. Cody Metcalf. Position number 20, Mason Inman. Position number 19, Lockie Brett. Position number 18, Darcy Wilson. Position number 17, Dylan Cook. Position number 16, Aaron Hatton. Position number 15, Leo Heaton. Position number 14, Joey Lindgren. Position number 13, position number 12, Graham Smythe. Position number 11, Christian Hermanson. Position 10, Blake Walsh, Joshua Walton. Position number 9, and then we go to your dash drivers from position, or it's going to be Alec Inslee and Mitchell Pisklick from 8th and 7th position. Mitch Fabish and Mitchell Pisklick from row 3. Harry Stewart, Matthew Johnston in row 2, and Jordan McDonnell outside the front row, along with Joel Berkeley on the pole position. Can confirm it was 35 laps in distance. Now again, yellow flag laps count. If there is a yellow thrown, it is an admin caution, and it has to be 2 or more cars involved. That's how it works. Real simple, guys. If there's a single car spin, we will stay green. Ready for a start. Round number 12, the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, live from Volusia Speedway Park. 35 on the board. We are live for 35 here at Volusia, and we're underway in the main event. McDonnell has gone to the top shelf. He's had no choice but to go upstairs. Berkeley put the slider. Stewart works down to the bottom side. Stewart takes over position number 2. But here comes McDonnell trying to fight back on the inside. Stewart, Berkeley leads lap number 1. Stewart back there in 2nd. McDonnell in 3rd. Johnston in 4th. Top 3 on screen right now. Everybody just fine, trying to find themselves into a group 4. Wide for a split second. Fabish, Walton, Pisklick, and Walsh in the 97 machine. It is real busy in the mid-pack of this feature event. 2 down, 33 to run. Piscalic, you're seeing that MP SimSports number 191 machine. The front end was lifting up. You may well just leave that one alone because he's barely even using the left front. He's barely touching the ground in the straightaways. In the turns, just touching down the straight. Meanwhile, there was a challenge for the race lead. Berkeley in the 9 machine. Stewart in the 11. Lap number 4 is in the books, and it's still Joel Berkeley to lead the way. When does that bottom side come back in? When does it favour the likes of Harry Stewart? You'll know when it's good because Stewart will pull alongside and drive away from Berkeley. Oh, I got to say, these two drivers, when it comes to skill level, they are very, very even. Berkeley! Oh my, how did he save that one? You are kidding me! He was up on 2 wheels and, well, I dare say the pucker factor was probably at an all-time high for Berkeley. He slips back to position number 5 as Walton gets on by. McDonnell runs in second. Keep an eye on Berkeley in the 9 machine, one of the only drivers. And look at the left front of Berkeley. It's really hiking up, so the 9, he's got some work to do. Everybody just figuring and configuring themselves around the bottom of the racetrack towards the front of the field. When you go back to mid-pack, they're two different lines right now. Berkeley trying to sell some t-shirts up on the top side of the racetrack. I'm pretty sure he's already sold several thousand. Walsh puts the slider on Berkeley, and Berkeley was already committed to use the cut down to go back down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Fabish going upstairs. Hermanson in the 48 machine. Battles it side by side with his teammate. Fabish in the 95 on the top side. Hermanson working down to the bottom side. It's still Harry Stewart, 7/10 of a second lead as it cuts down to 5 to 6/10 of a second. You still watch Fabish and Hermanson. Fabish now comes up to the 97 of Walsh. Walsh running the slider line in turn number 3 and 4. There's a number of different lines. You've got the slider line, you've got the bottom, you've got the top, you've got the cutback line. They're all trying to make it work. We're 11 down, 24 to run in tonight's main event. Stewart still trying to gap Jordan McDonnell and Matthew Johnson. I'm sure Johnston would love a podium here at Volusia. Berkeley still trying to rip the lip on the top side of the racetrack. Walsh sitting on the outside of a top 5 back there in 6th position. Fabish again in the 95. Graham Smythe now up into position number 9 inside the top 10. Darcy Wilson, Mason Inman, both drivers +7. Your hard charger Brad Robertson from 24th up to position number 16. And the guy that's had the reverse beepers on the most is Mitchell Piscalic. He started 5th and he's back in 17th, so that's -12 for Piscalic. Fabish, Hermanson, they still go side by side. Just behind Walsh, that was Blake Walsh. You're watching Berkeley and Walton again. Once again into turn number 3. Walton runs a big slider line, but will cut back to the middle there on the exit of turn number 4. So it's like the slider cutback. Berkeley's not afraid. Knows that he's got nothing to lose. He knows he's not in the championship hunt. He is here for wins and wins alone. So why not live and die by the cushion? Hermanson trying to get by Fabish once again. They got tucked in behind the 97 machine of Walsh. And what a battle this is between the teammates of Fabish and Hermanson. No doubt they're talking against one another just while down the straightaways, just letting him know, you know what, one's inside, one is outside. Fabish cuts it down low, down into turn 1, slides up in front of Walsh. Now Walsh has got some company with Hermanson. And now here comes Darcy Wilson, one of the B main transfers. Graham Smythe coming back into screen there. Keep an eye on third and fourth position and make that fourth and fifth as Berkeley's gotten by Walton. And he's now half a second behind Matthew Johnson. And if the 25 is not careful, that 9 machine, he is lightning quick at the moment. Lap times, look at your last lap times, see how quick he is. Stewart by far the quickest car on the racetrack. Heaton, not that far off, I'm going to say, just shy of half a second. And Heaton is buried. No, I lied. That was a 23.310. Oh, what happened to Heaton on the last lap? Oh, no. So 18.3s for Stewart. 4s for McDowell, Berkeley and Wilson. Then you go Johnston with the 5s, though. You can really see these drivers starting to find their grooves late in this stage. Berkeley again, 21 green flag laps in the books. We're about to be 22, so even if we see a caution, we would have 10 to go, but at the minute we've got 13 to run. And it's still Fabish and Hermanson. They've both been passed there by Darcy Wilson. So Wilson along with Berkeley and Stewart, they all work with one another. And they are finding speed in their machines. Wilson all over the back of Walton. Down the front straightaway. Walton goes upstairs. Wilson just commits himself to the bottom side of the racetrack. Looks for a top 5 at the minute here at Volusia. We're now 11 to go. Wilson looks to slide up, but doesn't look to slide up all the way. And tries to protect that bottom side, tries to protect the crossover. Walton was already there. To the middle goes Wilson. There was a little contact there. And it just got the 5 machine of Wilson just a little tight. We've got 10 to run at the moment. Harry Stewart, your race leader. 2 seconds ahead of Jordan McDonnell. Berkeley now back onto the podium down the back straightaway. He's gotten by Matthew Johnson, and a stellar drive by Matthew Johnson, I got to say, in that number 25 machine. He is a man on a mission, that's for sure. Berkeley, Johnston, I'll say Johnston not giving up without a fight just yet in the 25. We are 8 laps to go. So what is essentially a heat race distance away in Stewart. I don't think we're going to dive too much into lap traffic. Cody Metcalf goes to the top side. Stewart goes on by. So there's now a lap car and a 2.1 second gap between Harry Stewart and Jordan McDonnell. Fabish and Hermanson. Gee, these two guys have gone the majority of this feature event wheel to wheel. Teammates battling it out and they make contact. And it's the only time they make contact. Mason Inman gets shuffled back now. And they somehow saved it. Berkeley's gone to protect him, or not so much protect him, but he's gone to the bottom side. Figure maybe the top has run its course. Goes to the slider line in 3 and 4. Johnston back to position number 3. 5 to run for Harry Stewart. McDonnell comfortable in second. Johnston and Berkeley. This is the final spot on the podium in tonight's main event. Now 2 miles away from finding out who will claim run number 12 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship here at Volusia Speedway Park. Harry Stewart. He is nearly 5 seconds clear of 3rd and 4th position of Berkeley and Johnston, but you've got to wonder if Berkeley, we've got a car upside down in the middle of turns 3 and 4. They are off the racetrack. I think it may have been Cody Metcalf. 2 to run for Harry Stewart, and there is a number of lap cars between himself and Jordan McDonnell. And while he's had to navigate through the lap cars of Joey Lingren and Caleb Beecroft, it has been the Harry Stewart show since probably about lap 4 or 5 of this main event. And he is now on the front straightaway. The white flag is out 4 turns away for Harry Stewart to claim run number 12 victories. Down the back straight away for the final time. The SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship goes green to checker, and Harry Stewart will win round number 12. Second will go to Jordan McDonnell. Third at the line is going to be Joel Berkeley. Matthew Johnston home in fourth. Fifth is going to be Darcy Wilson. Joshua Walton sixth. Mitch Babish, Christian Hermanson, Graham Smythe, and Aaron Hatton make up your top 10. Wowee. What a way. What a way to finish up round number 12 here at Volusia. Let's take a look at those official results coming up on screen. Stewart, McDonnell, Berkeley, Johnston, Wilson, your top 5. Walton, Fabish, Hermanson, Smythe, and Hatton, your top 10. 11th on back is Inman, Robertson, Cook, Brett, Sparrow, your top 15. Beecroft, Lingren, Pisklick, Metcalf, and Gromwald, your top 20. Heaton, Storr, Walsh, and Inslee, your 24 drivers. Let's go trackside immediately, chat to the driver that comes home. Well, we've got second place ready to go, so we'll do things the unconventional way and chat to Jordan McDonnell, who comes home second. Jordan, congratulations on second, buddy.
Cheers, mate. That was one of those races where it was just no throttle and keep it straight.
Mate, that was a hell of a race between you and Berkeley during that dash. I mean, how fun was that to be a part of?
Yeah, no, that was really cool. Obviously me and Joel have had our run-ins together this season so far, and everyone has us on about some UFC championship that we're taking part of. But at the end of the day, when you can race clean like that with Joel and Harry and all those guys in the dash, it's always cool. And to be fair, I didn't even expect to be where I was in there. I made a line change in the entry or through the middle of 3 and 4, and somehow managed to come out to the point. And then Joel was definitely giving it all he had on the top, so it was a cool battle.
Mate, we're now officially 12 laps. We're now officially 12 weeks into an 18-week season. We've got 6 weeks left to run. How do you rate your season so far?
It's been up and down. I've had glimpses of speed, and the times that we've had speed, we've been plagued by bad luck or just driver error on my part and making mistakes. So it's been kind of up and down. But obviously, when you can get on the podium every now and again, it is nice. The consistency in qualifying, I guess, has probably been more of a hindrance for me than anything. There's a lot of guys that can qualify well, but then when it comes to racing, they're not quite there. So I just need to make sure I'm better when it comes to qualifying, so I don't have to start so deep and put myself into positions where I'm running against guys with a little bit less experience and opening myself up to risks.
Well, mate, congratulations on second place. Before we let you go, of course, a lot of people that need to get thanked first.
Yeah, obviously, Maverick Sim Sports, all the boys part of the team. We've had a couple of new members, and Cody and Jack, and they've fitted in well with the team, and a few younger guys, so new to the sim, trying to bring them up and get them up to the pointy end as well, which is cool. And obviously Stefan Adams, who sponsors the series itself from SimBlacks, and he's also the main sponsor for our team. He's much appreciated within the Australasia sim community for his products that he sells, and obviously sponsoring series and teams. So big thanks to him, and Scorpion Racewear and everyone that's supported team and the series, and you for doing the stream.
No, buddy, look, well done, and good luck for the final remainder 6 weeks.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
There we go. Jordan McDonnell home in second place. We'll grab your third place finisher here tonight of Joel Berkeley. And Joel, I get the feeling you sold out of t-shirts after that one.
Look, Brett, I think I need to buy a new diff after I put in the catch fence almost. But she was a bit bent after that, and just didn't have the feeling in the car I needed to run the bottom, and it's pretty terrible if I was anywhere but the top. So just sold out on the top. I felt I was quick there at the end, but just took too long to get going on the top, and didn't get any late race yellows, and it's how it rolls some days.
obviously not running for the championship. You're here to get wins. Was it a case of when you nearly junked yourself in 1 and 2? Was it a case of, well, I'm just going to live and die by the cushion, and if it happens, if it pulls off, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Um, Look, if I was quick on the bottom with the diff bent, I would have probably stayed down there, but it was pretty terrible. So I was only good in the group up there. So I wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't really do anything anywhere else with after bending the diff. It sort of made the car, I don't know, just drive a bit odd and couldn't get around the bottom as good as I liked. And yeah, it is what it is. But just when it was like that, and I was going there, I was like, well, you got to go up and do something different to everyone else. So I mean, at least the track probably wasn't wearing that much because probably the only car on the top.
Yeah, I don't think there was too many cars trying to run the Joel Berkeley, the Hayden Carbour line, as I've known to call it. But let's go back to that dash. Man, that was a hell of a dash.
Yeah, that was a cool dash. It was what you want to see. Clean, hard racing, and yeah, I think the track was really good here. It's just it's such hard to get going. When you, I don't know, I felt like if I had a yellow there with about 10 to go, I could have had a shot at getting past Harry and Jordan if I hit my marks right on the top and they just buzz them up on the bottom or something like that. It's pretty easy to make a momentum around if they buzzed up on the bottom or something like that. But yeah, it just didn't happen. And yeah, it was, I don't know, but couldn't rip the lip like I did last week at Port Royal.
Well, mate, you certainly sold out of some T-shirts, no doubt, so you'll have to stock up with Down Under Graphics. Once again, Joel, congratulations on a podium run here tonight. No doubt you want to thank some people and some sponsors.
Yeah, I'll have to stock up on some new ones before Charlotte, I think, next week. So I'll be ripping the top there, that's for sure, probably. And yeah, but look, massive thanks to the guys at Slick SimSport, everyone else that makes the deal possible. Yourself for broadcasting, Braden and his team for what they do at NZSR, giving us a place to race, and yeah, everyone else that chips in and helps out. It's much appreciated.
All right, there we go. Joel Berkeley home in third place. Third place at home in first place tonight. He led probably about 31, 32 laps. It's Harry Stewart. And Harry, congratulations on the win. And, well, a race that goes flag to flag. You must be happy with that result.
Yeah, happy how the track sort of went and how everything played out, really. Couldn't really ask for a better race when you're leading, how the track was and just, yeah, everything. It's good.
After that dash, was it always the plan to set your car up for the bottom side, or that bottom to mid groove and just sort of stay there the whole race?
Honestly, after that, or the whole night, really, I've been just nagging Joel the whole time in Discord, like, send me a set after he goes and beats me in quali, runs good in the heat, and then the dash, he sent me what he was going to run for the feature and didn't have to change it at all. And to be honest, if he didn't make that mistake, even if I passed him there, he probably still would have found his way back past me. So, yeah, huge shout out to Joel for setting this thing up and having it pretty much the easiest thing to drive on the service and everything like that. So, yeah, didn't really have many plans or didn't know what to do. I was just trashed the whole night, and thankfully Joel helped me out.
Oh, you trash and you win by nearly 2.1 seconds. It just goes to show that this car, was on a roll wherever you went. Lap traffic. You didn't get into that much traffic, but you got to lap traffic late in that race. Were you nervous at all trying to get through the lap cars?
They were all running the top in front of me. I was a bit surprised about that, and the only worrying thing was when I think it was like one lap, there was a crash in both ends, obviously just being one car, but it was pretty scary hoping they weren't going to crash down the track. And if they were going to run the bottom, Joel was, even with the bent car, was telling me how good the top was. He probably just needed a yellow, or no, he probably ran out of fuel, but the top was good. So I sort of knew I had that line to go to if I needed to, but I knew what the gap was with Jordan. If it was like 2 to go and I was behind a lap car, probably would have tried the top, and if it didn't work, would have just sat behind him and just rode it out.
Well, look, mate, awesome drive here tonight. Again, like I said, nearly 2.1 second winner over Jordan McDonnell and Joel Berkeley. Harry, before we let you go, of course, no doubt a lot of people and some sponsors you need to thank.
Yeah, just like thank everyone at United and Slick SimSports for helping me out and having this thing super fast every time we hit the track. Titan Garages and Carports, Tour Mobile Welding, 87 Creative, Frags Tires, Nat Road Radiator and Auto, yourself for broadcasting, and Brayton for putting this league on each week.
All right, there we go. Harry Stewart, your winner here from the Volusia Speedway Park. And that will wrap up round number 12 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We will be back in, again, depending on what, we're not here next week. Again, we're down in Victoria. The following week will just depend on where we are coming back. It is a 12-hour drive, so it depends on what time we leave, depends on what time we get home. If we can, if I can find myself home before 6 o'clock when the server goes up, definitely be on. But if we don't get here in 2 weeks' time, we'll be back for round number 15, 16, 17, and 18. Big thank you to everybody that's tuned in, watched, and a big thank you to, of course, SimBlacks New Zealand, So It Seems Custom Upholstery, and Speed Nation. Until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, I'm Brett Wheeler, signing off, saying good night.